the freeway of love in my pink Cadillac. Michigan! Today we're in Detroit, Michigan, surrounded by famous buildings like the Music Hall and the Gem Theater over here. But we're here to see the iconic street sign named after today's subject matter, Aretha Franklin Way. Moving on to more Aretha Franklin stuff. During her 60-year career, Aretha Franklin was one of the best-selling artists of all time, including 18 Grammy Awards. She played Mrs. Murphy in the Blues Brothers movie and made history as the first female artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She sang for presidents, kings, and queens, earning her a Presidential Medal of Freedom. She's a leader in music and civil rights. Let's go see if we can find some spots where she grew up here in Detroit. Now, Aretha Louise Franklin was born in Memphis, Tennessee back in 1942. But when she was just 2 years old, her family packed up and moved to Detroit, Michigan. Aretha's family moved into this home right here when she was just 5 years old. And just a year later, Aretha's parents would divorce. Aretha stayed in this house right here with her father, Reverend Clarence Franklin. Let's go see if we can find the historic church where Clarence Franklin became the minister and Aretha Franklin started her roots in singing. And here's the new Bethel Baptist Church. It was led by Reverend Clarence Franklin from 1946 until 1979 and was at the center of the civil rights movement along with Martin Luther King here in Detroit. This is where a young Aretha Franklin got her start singing in front of her father's Baptist congregation as a gospel singer. If you look across the street over here, they even named the street Reverend Franklin Boulevard. And that all happened right there. This is where Aretha Franklin started singing, at the New Bethel Baptist Church with her father, Reverend Franklin, here in Detroit, Michigan. Incredible. We're back here at Aretha's childhood home. Back in 1979, intruders invaded the home, shooting Aretha's father twice. He was rushed to the Henry Ford Hospital in a comatose state from which he never recovered. A few years later, Reverend Clarence Franklin died in 1984. I've heard so many stories of celebrities visiting this house, such as Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, and Martin Luther King. It's kind of sad to see the state it's in now. The windows are kind of all busted up and it's run down. It's for sale, I believe. So hopefully somebody comes by and buys it and returns it to its natural beauty. Moving on. The iconic Woodlawn Cemetery here in Detroit, Michigan. Just look at how beautiful this place is. We finally made it to the mausoleum to visit the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, here at the Woodlawn Cemetery in Detroit, Michigan. And check out this awesome shirt I got. So let's get in there and pay our respects to the Queen of Soul. And here's the building right here. It's in the back of the cemetery, which is the final resting place for Aretha Franklin. You just go in the front door here. And take the first left. And there she is right there. Aretha Louise Franklin. Born 1942, died August 16th, 2018. The Queen of Soul. And ironically enough, she died the exact same day as the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis Presley. They both died on August 16th. So I guess you could say that we lost the Queen of Soul and the King of Rock and Roll on the exact same day. Now, during Aretha's 60-year career, she's put out 38 studio albums and 6 live albums with iconic hits such as her biggest hit probably is Respect, when she demanded R-E-S-P-E-C-T. But I also love the songs Chain of Fools, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Freeway of Love. But I think my favorite song is when she did Think in the Blues Brothers movie. And right over here is her father, Reverend Franklin, who was born in 1915 and died in 1984. I just can't believe I'm actually here. I love Aretha Franklin's music. A little tie-in with my hometown of Cleveland is she was the first woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's earned countless awards, including 18 Grammys, and even received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Sadly, on August 16, 2018, Aretha Franklin died from pancreatic cancer. She was 76. Rest in peace, Aretha Franklin. All right, let's go find the incredible tribute they have here for the King of Pop, Michael Jackson.
The King of Pop has died. Michael Jackson, the pop music and dance innovator, passed away yesterday. Jackson appeared to have suffered from cardiac arrest. He was 50 years old.
Definitely my favorite time of year to go to cemeteries. Just look at all that color above all the beautiful headstones. Now, before all the keyboard warriors jump on my case to tell me that Michael Jackson is actually buried at the Forest Lawn Cemetery in California, that is correct. So we're here to visit the Cenotaph of Michael Jackson, and how it got here in Detroit is the story I'm here to tell. Now, the Jackson family, originally from Gary, Indiana, would eventually make their way here to Motown in Detroit after winning a talent contest at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. The group attracted the attention of producer Bobby Taylor. He brought the Jacksons to Berry Gordy, who signed them immediately to the Motown label. And here's his cenotaph right here. Michael Joseph Jackson, born August 29th, 1958, died June 25th, 2009. He was a songwriter, a singer, producer, dancer, choreographer, humanitarian, Jackson 5 member, soloist, 13 #1 singles, 13 Grammys, 197 awards, and 37 top 40 hits. He's a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and a Motown legend, gone too soon. Let's talk a little bit about how this cenotaph got here. Back in 2009, when the King of Pop died, fans went to Motown and left notes, stuffed animals, and other mementos.
And no message to the man in the mirror. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and get
And the tributes were placed in a vault and buried here at the Woodlawn Cemetery.
Right here, it's 2 plots that were donated by Woodlawn Cemetery for the memorial for Michael Jackson. There you see that the headstone that was donated. It says, Motown remembers the King of Pop, Michael J. Jackson, August 29th, 1958, June 25th, 2009, gone too soon. If you look over there, you can see that they have the stuffed animals that were left in front of the Motown Museum actually in a burial vault that will go in the ground here at these donated plots at Woodlawn Cemetery.
Now, if you're looking for the cenotaph of Michael Jackson, here's the main entrance, here's the office. You want to come down and take your first right which is section 5. And you want to hug this corner. And Michael Jackson's Cenotaph will be between these first 2 trees that you see. And here it is, right here. The king of pop, Michael Jackson. Incredible. Now, like I do with all the famous graves that I go to, technically a cenotaph, but that's okay. I want to leave a few mementos even for that. I figured for Michael Joseph Jackson, I would leave my YouTube magnet, but I also have this pin that I've had since probably, I don't know, when did Thriller come out? 1982, 83. So I want to leave that for the king of pop also. 'Cause I've been holding on to that for a long time, so it'd mean a lot to me to leave it at his cenotaph. Now, even though Michael Jackson's personal life was in turmoil, you can't deny his dancing and musical capabilities. He invented the moonwalk at the Motown 25th anniversary, and with albums like Off the Wall and Thriller, I got my Thriller shirt on, and even the music video for Thriller is iconic. It still hasn't been, there's not a better music video than Thriller still to this day. He had the album Bad, what was after that, Dangerous, all iconic albums. He was even in the movie The Wiz with Diana Ross. So I think Michael Jackson's talent will live on forever. And I'm so glad they made this cenotaph for him here in Detroit, Michigan, where the Jackson 5 got started. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Well, that's going to do it from here at the Woodlawn Cemetery. We really enjoyed visiting Aretha Franklin's final resting place and Michael Jackson's cenotaph here in Detroit, Michigan. So until we meet again, I'll see you next time. And as a final tribute to Michael Joseph Jackson, we'll roll the credits with a little Michael Jackson on acoustic guitar. Here we go.